Hello children, I'm very happy that you have revised 4 units in English. That is almost you have completed half of the portion, isn't it? It's very good. Keep it up. Keep on revising like this. I'm very happy to get positive reports from you. Good children, keep it up. Now we are going to revise Unit 5 Prose. The topic of the prose is tech bloomers. Okay, now let's see the summary. This lesson is about how technology is useful to the disabled people, and in this prose we are going to mainly see about two persons. Who are they? Aliza and David. Okay, these two people, they were disabled, and how technology helped them to come out of the disability. Though they were physically disabled, but they can also contact and communicate with other people like normal persons. So technology is very useful for them. See, about 2.21% of India's population is disabled. Now let's see about Alisa. Alisa, she has cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy means actually it affects our muscular movement. Okay, she cannot move her muscles, so she cannot physically type as fast as she thinks. She wants to type fast, but her hands won't cooperate for her to type fast. So after using a piece of technology called drag and dictate, she can speak and the words can appear on the screen. Okay, so she uses a technology called drag and dictate, and in this technology she never wants to type. If she speaks, the words will appear on her screen. And her teacher also motivated her to do her GCSE, that is General Certificate of Secondary Education. And this drag and dictate, this was introduced to her by Kim, the assistive technologist. Okay, then after that, after learning this, using this drag and dictate, she had the confidence to do the GCSE exam. Now next we are going to see about 21-year-old David. He uses liberator communication device which he controls with his eye movements. Okay, he was also born with athetoid cerebral palsy, so as he cannot also move, okay, he has to be in the wheelchair always. So he can use this liberator communication device which he can control using his eye movements. Okay, he has been interested in AAC. AAC means augmentative and alternative communication. That is, it's a replacement for him, as he cannot talk. No, this he can, as he cannot touch the screen with his fingers. No, this is an alternative source for him. Then he started EasyVo2 with EasyVo point, making his selection with the foot switch. Okay, this EasyVo2, EasyVo, these are all the communication devices made especially for this disabled people. Okay, it's like a computer. Okay, you can imagine it like a computer, but specially made for this disabled people. Through this they can communicate with the other people. Thus, technology makes our life easier and allows the differently able learners to learn with confidence. Okay, so that's all. This is the small summary of this prose. So learn all the question answers and paragraph from this prose. Okay, it's very important. And other book back exercises which you have to concentrate is abbreviations and acronyms, and then pronoun and its type. This pronoun and its types I have explained clearly in the class as well as in the textbook also. It was given clearly, so go through it. Next one is speech. Okay, speech is divided into direct speech and indirect speech. What is direct speech? The actual words spoken by the speaker is the direct speech. It will be inside the quotation marks, double quotes. Okay, what is indirect speech? If you are reporting somebody's statement to some of your friend, no, that is called indirect speech. It won't have any double quotes. Okay, so how we are going to change the speeches based upon the sentence inside the quotation. If the sentence inside the quotation is the statement, then the reporting verb, it may be said to or said, it has to be changed into told, and says to or says, it should be changed into tells. Okay, and the conjunction is that. Okay, now I will explain you using the example. See, Ram said I am busy. See here, the first sentence, Ram said, comma, there was a quotation, I am busy, and the quotation is closed, isn't it? So this sentence is in direct speech. Now we have to change it into indirect speech. Okay, so Ram, we write the subject as such, said is the reporting verb. So while you are changing it into indirect speech, instead of said you can write told. You can write said also, it is also not a mistake. You can write said also. Now we have to combine this reported part, isn't it? That is the sentence inside the quotation with this reporting verb. So in order to remove that double quotes, we are going to use a word as conjunction. That word is that. Okay, so now add that. Now change the sentence inside the quotation. I, this I indicates whom? Ram. Ram is a boy. So what's the pronoun we have to use? He. Now we have to change the tense. Tense you can see in the side I have given a tab or column, isn't it? If the tense is present tense in direct speech, it should be changed into past tense in indirect speech. If the tense is past tense in direct speech, it should be changed into past perfect tense. Here I am. Am is present tense, isn't it? So what's the past form? Was. So he was busy. That's all. The next is if the sentence inside the double quotes is interrogative sentence. Okay, the interrogative sentence is divided into two. The first one is WH question. What is WH question? And the questions beginning with what, where, why, okay, who, whom, whose, how, these and all comes under WH question. WH question is otherwise called as informative questions. Here the reporting verb said to will be changed into asked in indirect speech, and the conjunction used is the WH word. That is, with what WH word the question is beginning inside the double quotes, the same WH word has to be used. Now see the example. The teacher said to the boy, what is your name? So the first sentence is in direct speech because the sentence is given inside the quotation. Now you write that teacher, the subject, said to is the reporting verb. Change that into asked the boy. Now the conjunction. What's the conjunction? I said the same WH word. What's the WH word used here? What. So bring the WH word. Now bring the subject. Okay, your name. So your name. When the boy is asked, it will change into his name, isn't it? When the teacher is asking the boy, and you are just reporting, no, you cannot ask what your name. If you again write what your name, it indicates that the teacher is asking your name, not that boy's name. So you have to change it into his name. Now change the verb. This is present tense, so we are changing into was. The next one is yes verb or yes or no questions. This is actually, if you ask this question, no, actually this questions will begin with be form verbs, have form verbs, do form verbs or modal auxiliaries. And if this question is asked to you, you can give the answer as either yes or no. Okay, so when it was called as yes or no question. Here also the reporting verb said to will be changed into asked, and conjunction is if or whether. See, Ravi said to Sita, have you finished your work? If I ask you a question, have you finished your work, what will be your answer? You will say yes miss or no miss, isn't it? So only you can give the answer as yes or no. So only it is an yes or no question. Now see how to change it into indirect speech. Ravi, you can write the subject as said to change into asked, and Sita, okay. Now the conjunction you can use if or whether, anything you can use. I have used here if. Then bring the subject. What's the subject? She. Okay, so you that you indicates Ravi is asking who? Sita. So Sita is a girl, so change the pronoun as she. Now what's the helping verb? Have. It is in present tense. Change that into past tense. What's the past form for have? Had. Then bring the main verb. Finished. Then your work. Whose work? Sita's work. So the pronoun is her work. That's all. Okay, keep a full stop. Don't put a question mark. If you put a question mark, it's a wrong. Okay. The next one is imperative sentence. For imperative sentence, no, it is nothing but command and request is called as imperative sentence. Okay, so said to will be changed into asked or ordered or complained or advised or requested based on the type of the sentence, and the conjunction used is to or not to. If the sentence inside the quotation begins with don't, use the conjunction not to. If it was not beginning with don't, you can use to. Okay, see the example. Mom said don't play with fire. So mom is here advising, isn't it? So instead of said, you can write as mom advised. See here the sentence is beginning with don't inside the quotation. So what's the conjunction? I said not to. So not to play with fire. Suppose, imagine if the example is like this. Okay, the teacher said keep quiet. Okay, here whether the sentence is beginning with don't, no. So how you can change this? The teacher ordered to keep quiet. That's all. No need to add not to. If the sentence inside the quotation is beginning with don't only, you have to use the conjunction not to. If it was not beginning with the don't, you have to use the conjunction to. Okay, keep it in mind. Okay, next. Exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence, it will end with an exclamatory mark. Okay, for that, for the reporting verb set, you have to change it as exclaimed in the indirect speech, and the conjunction used for this is that. See, for statement and exclamatory sentence the conjunction is the same. Okay, and suppose, okay, an exclamatory sentence, if inside the quotation, if it was a happy exclamation, you can use exclaimed happily. If it was sad, you can use exclaimed sadly or sorrowfully. Likewise, depending upon the situation, you can add the word. Okay, now here I have given a common sentence. Renu said, "What a tall building it is." Okay, she was exclaiming about the height of the building. So how can you change it? Renu first said, you are going to write exclaimed. Now the conjunction is that. Now here don't confuse this WH word with the WH question. Here see the end of the sentence. If it is a question, it will end with a question mark, but here it is ending with an exclamatory mark. So here what indicates the exclamatory word? Here what is not a question word, it is an exclamatory word, so leave it. Okay, now see the subject. What's the subject? A tall building it is. So bring that it is first, change the verb. Okay, and then you bring the remaining part of the sentence. So the answer is Renu exclaimed that it was a very tall building. Already I have explained this so many times in the classroom also. We have done many exercises in classwork as well as in workbook also. Having so many exercises for speech. Practice it. If you have any doubts, okay, you can contact me. Keep revising, children. You are going to write a test in this on coming Tuesday. Okay, okay children, thank you, all the best. Okay, don't waste your time.